Hey! Hey there! Today I'm going to show you my ultimate Blair build. You already know that I have two builds before, and I mainly did it to prepare for ultimate Blair. And in that video, I mentioned that I was quite sure that we will still be using the same build, or 95% of the build for ultimate Blair. I was right. A lot of you really like my classic chef build, but unfortunately, I have a new favorite build for Blair. Farming Blair is quite simple. If you've been grinding Sigma Sector for Arche Tuning levels, you significantly lower the farming time for Veil Dusts. The fastest way for you to farm amorphous materials is from Vulgus Outpost aside from one in Magister Lab. Make sure to track the amorphous materials. By using the new module called the Next Level Arson, you can simply just run around and spread fire zones. A better option than Classic Chef since our DPS comes from multiple fire zones. You can still use the same Peacemaker I had in my previous build, because surprise, Fire Zones drops on grappling too, and it works exactly like how the pulses work on Bunny. By using the Crescent grappling tech, you are able to drop multiple Fire Zones in the same spot, and as I've said in my previous video, Fire Zones has its own damage instance. Unfortunately, we can no longer use Veteran's Tactics, because your first ability is no longer a charged ability, but you are still able to use the fourth ability due to the low cooldown anytime for a quick burst damage. You might argue that you can and remove cooldown mods for more duration, but you're gambling with chance especially when you're with groups. We can replace Veteran's Tactics with Duration. Duration because we would want to balance out our cooldown and duration for 100% uptime on our first and third ability. Duration also increases our overall DPS because it increases the fire zone's duration. That's an added tick damage per second increase since the damage interval is every 1 second. You can also use your third skill if you want, but the only thing changed is the increase in area of effect. We were not even using this skill in my classic chef build, but it does deal huge damage in a huge area of effect. You can just use fire zones for trash mobs and use third ability against tougher enemies. Going Battle of Stamina increases the fire zone duration to 22 seconds. That's an additional 2 seconds tick damage, but that's your choice. Do not use maximum duration because you will be sacrificing a crucial module while also decreases your power modifier. This affects fire zones a lot because it already has a low modifier. For the Arche Tuning, since we don't need to max out our cooldown, we can use the extra points into duration nodes. But if you feel like you needed the cooldown, you can use the Arche Tuning setup from a classic chef build. For the Killer Recipe build, you really don't need any more duration to increase meatball amount. The most important thing here is a 100% uptime. You can't really get a 100% uptime on this ability unless you equip Veteran's Tactics, or if you replace skill expansion with duration to increase our fireball count to 14. And since we cast 14 fireballs, that's 4.2 second cast animation on top of the initial cast animation. With this, we can almost achieve a 100% uptime. It just depends if you want more range for AoE damage or not. I would like that AoE damage for mobbing contents and more duration for bossing since you don't need range against bosses. The fourth ability is similar to Sharon's fourth ability without area suppression. You can hit multiple enemies and hit a single enemy 5 times. Quite better than Truly Deadly Cuisine. Now you can have a different variation for this build and use Veteran's Tactics. This allows you to remove cooldown modules and bring back DPS module and range. But remember that you will also be casting your second ability with a 40 seconds cooldown for mana recovery. So there will be a chance where Veteran's Tactics trigger on the second ability. Now, is this better than Next Level Arson? Definitely no for mobbing, but a lot better compared to Truly Deadly Cuisine for bossing. Now for the other 3 builds, I'm just gonna quickly show them. If you need the explanations, watch this video. You may have noticed, why am I not using the new Firebrand component? It's actually not that good compared to Slayer set. I explained how shreds work in this video. That's it for the video guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!
This is Hound Action to all personnel. Void storm is intensifying. Conditions are unfavorable. Proceed with caution. Over.
The taste is gonna be killer. How was that? It's done. Watch the floor!
Descendant, enemy troops are being transferred.
Flame on! Ha! Enjoy your meal! Ah-ha! Feel the heat? I'm good. Flame on! Watch the floor! Looks killer! It's cooking time! How was that? I'll torch it all! Perfectly done!